It's 120 minutes. My name is Louis Largent. That's John, and that's Ken. They are in the band that you just saw.
Who are those dweebs we were just watching?
You know what's really funny is when people come by here and then we roll in their videos, everybody always looks and, oh my God, we are, you know. Is that painful for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like a
an
ancient history lesson that we're having here.
It was only 3 years ago. It feels like yesterday.
It feels like a lifetime ago to us. So
I heard Ringo Starr covered that song. Is that true?
Have you ever heard the version? You haven't never heard the version?
I know. Is it on record, or did he just play it live?
No, it's on. He doesn't play it live. That's the bummer thing. We tried to get him to do that, but
I don't know why he wouldn't come up and do it with us. I mean, you know, we opened for him once.
How did that happen? And what was your reaction when you first heard about it? That is so.
We had no idea.
Even though he's only Ringo, I mean, he was a Beatle.
Only Ringo. I mean, let's qualify this now. I mean, yeah, sure, he's only Ringo, but you're right, he is one of the Beatles, and that was good enough for us. I mean, it was such a fluke. We didn't even believe it until we actually heard the actual version of the song. So we were sitting in somebody's management office, and they popped the tape on, and it was Twilight Zone for about 15 minutes. So,
what did you think of it?
It was totally Ringo. What else can we say about it?
He made it his own. I made it my own, he says.
That's right.
Now, this is kind of like a theory that I have. A lot of pop bands, I guess, or lack thereof, it seems like there's the pop genre is there's not an abundance of either. You're like rock, or it's like R&B or something. There's not a lot of like classic pop bands. They don't seem to listen to contemporary music. Like there's certain artists that like can't get out of the 60s and release just, you know what I mean? Do you guys listen to newer music?
Oh,
never.
Never?
No,
I mean,
never. I mean, you know, it's just
kill them all.
Anything past 69 is just
taboo.
Taboo.
But you know what's funny is all of our 60s influences are actually recycled 60s influences from listening to 80s records that were influenced by the 60s, like XTC and that kind of stuff.
Right. The Jam,
so we went about it totally backwards.
Because well, the artists I was thinking about, and not to compare you to them, like Lenny Kravitz and like Carl Wallinger, not comparing, I'm just the similar genre. Okay. So we're going to come back and talk to you in a little bit. Right now we're going to play a brand new video from legendary LA punk band. I think I used that phrase with X last weekend, but Bad Religion, true punk rockers, and they are this album is so successful. Ken was saying
it's so successful that I've heard of it.
He's heard of it. A guy who can't get out of the 60s, he's actually heard of it. They play to like 3 nights sold out at the Hollywood Palladium in LA, and the reason is probably because there's very few punk bands too, as well as pop bands, and they just do a great job at just being a great punk band. American Jesus is the brand new one from Bad Religion, featuring, I don't know if he's in the video, I actually haven't seen the video yet, Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder is on the song. Here's Bad Religion. It's a band out of Washington, D.C. called Unrest, and a new video called Isabel here on 120 Minutes. Did you guys just see that fly that was flying by around here?
Yeah, does he have a put a little mic on him?
John and Ken from the Posies are here. We were talking just a little bit ago, and I was going to ask you a question, and I said you were going to hate it, and you said you could predict what it was going to be.
Well, no, you just
no. What do you, come on. What do you think?
What do you think, John?
I forgot. So you have to say
there's two things it could be that are our least favorite questions.
Your least favorite question would probably be the city you hail from.
Actually, no. That's not too bad. You avoided the 2 dreaded questions.
You guys aren't actually from that town.
We're from a town
Washington
called Bellingham, actually, originally, which is the question you were going to ask.
Right.
Wasn't it? See, that's what I thought, but I had a little bird told me. So, yeah, I mean, it's like 90 miles north of Seattle, and we kind of grew up there in high school. But
you went to did you go to college?
I went for a measly like quarter and a half before I failed.
I was
miserably.
educated in Seattle.
So do you guys just...
I dropped out.
Now, when you are in Seattle, when you go into clubs, do people point you go, there's those pop guys, those like non-grungy guys over there? Are you outcast in the city
They
of
usually
Seattle?
don't take time to point us out anymore. They just start beating us up as soon as we walk in.
Yep.
I'm Kim Thale.
Exactly.
No, that's totally untrue.
What are the other 2 questions that you hate?
Where did you get the name The Posies?
I was not going to ask that.
Good.
And what was the other one?
Well, actually, this one's nobody really asks us anymore. It's about the album title, Dear 23, which we set ourselves up for.
You know what I'm going to ask you for, though? I'm going to ask you about Frosty and the Beater and to describe all that.
That's our favorite question.
That's your favorite? Well, great. Stick around for their favorite question, plus an acoustic performance as 120 Minutes continues. Welcome back to 120 Minutes on MTV. I'm Louis Largent. Ken and John from the Posies are here. Let's talk about your new album, shall we? Frosting on the Beater.
Shall we?
Got a different producer than Dear 23.
Worked with Don Fleming.
Who was in the band Gumball.
Gumball fame. He was in Dinosaur Jr. for that long, too.
For what,
a brief stint. He played on the Wagon.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And how did you work with him? It's a big change from your previous producer, John Leckie, I would think, it seems like, in styles.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Leckie is a tech head kind of guy, and Don is just your slacker guy in a band who can appreciate other slackers like him.
That's why we like him.
So.
And, well, speaking of John Leckie, for those of you who don't know, he produced the Stone Roses EP that came out in 1988, and they have yet to release another album. And just for my own curiosity, do you still talk to John? And do you know anything that's going on with the Stone Roses?
We get postcards every once in a while and say...
He's like always on vacation.
Yeah, vacation in Greece, still working on the Stone Roses record. I don't know if it's ever going to come out.
Just taking a little break,
you know,
going to Turkey.
Yeah, you recorded your first album in your basement?
Yeah, my father and I had a studio together. We put it together in our rec room, kind of, and that's where we did it.
Are you spending like tons of money now that you got a big record label and?
On our home studios.
Yeah.
Our home.
Have you got more technologically
advanced?
Advanced,
perhaps?
yeah.
Yeah, but it costs a whole heck of a lot more.
The one thing that is true though is you can never have enough guitars. So. No matter how, but you can buy guitars for $100. Like if you can find any guitar for $100, it's worth buying. So you have all these bad guitars in your house.
We have two members of your other band who we want to bring up and give props.
This is our other band, the Posies.
The other members of the Posies.
So this is the other Posies.
Now here's one of the original members. This is Mike, who plays drums, and we have a new member over here.
Dave, the new guy.
Dave, the new guy. Now, I heard his first gig was in front of 10,000 people.
It was it not at the End Fest?
It was like his first three shows were like...
I'm so embarrassed.
And 10,000 and...
One of them was opening for Ringo Starr, too.
Whoa. You guys opened for Ringo Starr along with him?
We did.
I did not know that.
And he had Burton Cummings and Joe Walsh in his band. I mean...
But he wouldn't get on stage.
He wouldn't do Golden Blunders with us, though.
Why not? He was can't do that, man.
Those guys were out of there 2 minutes after the show. Bam, in the vans, back on the plane.
Drinking Avion and living
exactly.
The best. This is like out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Washington, the same place they had Lollapalooza.
Yes, I was for Lollapalooza.
So we thought like, well, where's Ringo Starr gonna stay in George Washington? And like, well, where are you guys staying tonight? He's like, oh, I'm staying in L.A. Yeah. They like fly home after every show. All right, man. Cool. All right.
We're going to look at Dream All Day right now from your latest LP. I heard you had gone back and recorded some songs after you had an originally finished album. Is that true?
Well, we had one record we did with our old bass player, Rick, that we kind of scrapped, and then we went and recorded a series of songs and decided that we needed some more. So in essence, there were like 3...
We even did that twice, actually.
Yeah, we did it twice. So I think Dream All Day was from the last batch of stuff that we did, like, I don't know, October of last year.
An excellent song that it is.
Dankeschön.
And here it is, the Posies with Dream All Day. From Pork Soda, that is Primus, a great new video from...
How does Les Claypool do that with his leg is what I want to know. Show us, Dave.
Can you see? Can you see?
Being a bass player, speaking of Les Claypool, what do you think of Les?
He's got impeccable style, but I don't go for that kind of thing.
Oh, really? Personally? He was talking about how it was like the major thrill of his life to open up for Geddy Lee and Rush. Because he's the most... Now, what do you think of Geddy Lee as a bass player?
He rocks too, but art rock is not my bag either.
Well, speaking of bags, you guys have, besides the Posies being your full-time thing, you guys are involved in a lot of other things. You guys seem to get around a lot. All 4 of you have different things going on besides the Posies.
Well,
John?
I produced some bands for the Sub Pop label, and other labels like CZ. I did a record for a band called Gnome recently, and a Pond record. I don't know if you guys have ever played any Pond.
I think
Agatha.
we played Pond.
I saw Pond
right.
on the Spree show.
Worked with Truly, and I mixed a Love Battery record. It's just it's a good way to keep busy and keep in the studio and make
and a
money.
career, maybe somewhere.
And it's a really good way to score.
After you guys part because of musical differences.
That's
right.
Oh, well, in addition to recently marrying a fastback, I'm
Congratulations,
1/3.
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
When did you get married?
Gosh, it's
2 hours ago?
over a month ago. It's so long ago.
A veritable newlywed.
Kim. Love ya. And no,
Mean it.
missing ya? No, that's really mean. My little side project is known as Skookumvert. It's the first grunge rave hybrid that we know of anyway.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's for real.
I can't even imagine what that's gonna sound like. Is it just all melting of all those styles?
Oh, well, I mean, are you familiar with Steve Fisk?
No.
He produced early Screaming Trees, and he does lots of, he's like a technical wizard kind of guy. He does lots of keyboard stuff, and he's really amazing. He did that Steve and Jesse Bernstein record. He did all the background stuff, and he's a wacky guy.
We were talking about Reading earlier. You guys were...
Noel Reading?
No, the Reading Festival in England, and you guys are playing with... you're actually going to play in Big Star as they play.
We did one show with them already. We did a thing in Columbia, Missouri. It was the official first reunion show or whatever, and it was a blast. So
you guys are like the Toto of the 90s. Not Toto, you know what I mean? You know how they played with everybody and they were known as like really great musicians? Just musicians.
totally. Jeff Picaro.
I meant that in the nicest way, you know
What
what
does
I mean?
that mean for you, Mike? I don't know. Stay away from those pesticides. Buddy.
Yeah, don't do any
Stay away from
gardening.
gardening.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys are going to get back and play a song for us. So you stick around because...
Didn't we already do that?
no,
Oh, we haven't done
that
I think
yet.
we're going to get back to our roots.
That's
What
right.
we're going to do.
Stay here, 120 minutes.
Into the few 120 minutes.
Back on 120 Minutes with Ken and John of the Posies, who are about to weave their musical magic for us. And this is kind of your Allison of the record that contains the title of the album, but is not actually the title track, which you don't have. Frosting on the Beater, the song Solar Sister that you're about to play. Tell us about it.
Well, it's just it's kind of an anthem of admiration for a person that maybe doesn't appreciate themselves. So, but it's woven into all sorts of mysterious kind of things, mystical perhaps. No, not really, but
There's a lot of succulent, dripping imagery, too.
yeah.
Here they are, the Posies.
I call you Sister Carrie, but I never say it. Muted to a whisper. It's been your solar sister. A magnet will deliver an arrow from the quiver. I call you Sister Carrie, but you'll never hear it. 50 minutes later, as time pulls down her fader and nibbles off the fakers who roll under the breakers. I close my eyes and listen to you read the story, knowing I'll soon be left behind. So won't you read Sister Carrie Jean, Sister Carrie, always the patient one. And I call you Sister Carrie, I won't breathe the word. The frosting on the beater, the flag drifts down the meter. Thought you could delete her. Were you lucky you could meet her? I close my eyes and listen to you read the story, but I'm already far behind. So won't you read Sister Carrie Jean, Sister Carrie, always the patient one. teach me a new story out of the pages of your mind. A magnet will deliver to spin my solar sister. And you can read, sit to carry, read, sit to carry, read, sit to carry, read, read.